Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha 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 Radha.
Jaya Radha, Radha Radha, Radha Radha Radha.
Jaya Radha 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 Shri Radhe.
Jaya Radha, Radha Radha, Radha Radha Radha.
Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan.
Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan.
Jaya Gora Hari, Gora Hari, Gora Hari, Jaya Gora Hari.
Jaya Gora Hari, Gora Hari, Gora Hari, Jaya Gora Hari.
Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra.
Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Subhadra.
Jaya Jaya Gora Sangha, Jaya Gora Sangha, Gora Sangha.
Jaya Gora, Gora Sangha, Jaya Gora Sangha, Gora Sangha.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada.
Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada,
Nitaya Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitaya Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Nitya Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gora Hari Bol,
Jaya Gora Hari Bol,
Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Radha Ranath ki jai, Jai Shri Govardhan ki jai, Jai Shri Gaura Hari ki jai, Jai Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki jai, Jai Shri Nithai Gaura Sangha ki jai, Jai Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nithai Gaura Pramanande.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Maharaj ji. Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. Are you all well today? Okay, so today we are doing, our theme is on books. So we had Kirtan and now Maharaj will facilitate the book session. And after that we'll show a 20-minute movie about how the books, how it has evolved. Is that okay with everyone?
Yes.
Then we can start after that. Maharaj, please. Yes, you can. Yeah, you can come in the front. You can sing Jaya Radha Madhava also. Come in the front, Maharaj. Yeah. That's it. You're on camera. We need to have someone on camera.
No.
Okay.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Pralada Lada Daine.
Pralada Lada Daine.
Pralada Lada Daine.
Pralada Lada Daine.
Hiranyakashipur Vakshaya.
Hiranyakashipur Vakshaya.
Hiranyakashipur Vakshaya.
Hiranyakashipur Vakshaya.
Shiratankarakayale.
Siratankarakayale.
Shiratankarakayale.
Siratankarakayale.
Itone singo paradone singo.
Itone singo hridayone singo.
Itone singo paradone singo.
Itone singo karatone singo.
Yato yato yamitaytone singo.
Yato yato yamitatone singo.
Yato yato yamitaytone singo.
Yato yato yamitatone singo.
Marene singo re darene singo.
Mahine singo hridayone singo.
Marene singo re darene singo.
Mahine singo hridayone singo.
Narasimha Madim Saranam Prapaye.
Narasimha Madim Saranam
Narasimha Madim Saranam Prapaye.
Narasimha Madim Saranam Prapaye.
Tavakara Kamala Varena Kama Buddha Singam Darita Hiranyakashipu Tanubingam Keshavadita Nara Harirupa Keshavadisa Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare
Kara Kavala Varena Kama Buddha Singam Darita Hiranyakashipu Tanubingam Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jagadisha Hare Jagadisha Hare Jagadisha Hare
Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare
Keshavadita Narahari Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha
Jaya Nara Hari Nara Hari Nara Hari Jaya Nara Hari
Jaya Nara Hari Nara Hari Nara Hari
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj
Jaya Jaya Prabhupāda 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupāda
Jaya Jaya Prabhupāda
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Nishingadev Bhagwan ki jai Lakshmi Nishingadev Bhagwan ki jai Prahlad Maharaj ki jai Narari ki jai Srila Prabhupada Savior of the whole world ki jai Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Just go straight to the
Sing Jai Radhamani.
Jairadhan.
Just take your on Zoom out.
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Prabhupada Transcendental Book Marathon ki Shri Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Finding it hard to stop that kirtan. I was finding it hard to stop that kirtan.
Yeah, you should have stopped, Maharaj.
Okay, so we'll have a little discussion, we'll have more kirtan. So thank you everyone for coming and for joining us today. So we're going to start with some of our favorite passages from Srila Prabhupada's books because we want to glorify these very important pieces of literature in our lives. This book marathon is there to increase our consciousness of Srila Prabhupada's books because in increasing our consciousness of the books, we're able to also preach nicely to others about why these books are so important and how they can change everybody's lives. So, anyone wants to start? Doesn't have to be very long. It can be short.
Maharaj can go first.
Yeah.
Maharaj is always eager to do service. Maharaj,
Yeah.
tell us which book inspires you.
Srila Prabhupada's books.
And if you can read a little bit about which book you like to read from.
Tell me which one. I'll pull it from the thing. If you go to class.
And you have to go to the front, Maharaj. You have to sit
No,
down.
no, no, no.
Today, that's the hot seat for you.
No. There's no book. I can just glorify Prabhupada without his book.
Today we're doing reading. Maharaj. Tell us which book Maharaj will find the.
I'll find it. Which one?
In the meantime, everybody can think about which book inspires them, and then
Yes.
you can read some.
No. Glasses.
Yeah, we got. It's in the cupboard here.
He's doing Bhagavad Gita.
There we go, Maharaj. You can choose your favorite verse.
From Bhagavad Gita?
Yeah.
I don't know what to choose from Bhagavad Gita. Hello?
Maharaj, you have to go to the front.
No, the book I can't read. Where's the SSR?
SSR, Prabhu? SSR in the bottom.
He knows where's all the books. That's the books and take them off.
Right at the bottom. Maharaj. In the meantime, you can, if you don't have a book, there's a book you can choose from there. Or we've got Bhagavad Gita. So each of us will have a chance to read some more messages. Even if it's 1 minute, it's okay. You should write a cookbook for your mother.
Yeah.
Huh?
Cookbook for you.
Combo?
Cookbook.
You don't want to bring gas and you want to cook too.
You can read the ingredients.
She knew the topic. She should have picked it up fast.
You need more time to think, Maharaj. We can call someone else.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Anyone that's ready to speak on any of the books? Rambada Prabhu? You got something? You got a book?
No, there's one verse that
Sure.
is my favorite. So,
Which book, Prabhu?
Bhagavad Gita.
Here we go. Come and sit in the front, Prabhu.
No, in just 2 minutes.
Maybe
Okay.
should I bring the mic around?
Yeah. Go to the front so they can see you.
These are my kids. No,
Go to the front row. In fact, we're all supposed to be preaching, so there's opportunity to ask to encourage you to preach. So don't feel shy. The mic closer.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
There is one verse that really caught my imagination when I read Bhagavad Gita for the first time. I don't know the Sanskrit words, but Krishna says, abandon all forms of religion and surrender unto me, and I will set you free from all sinful reactions. Do not fear.
It's very important verse. That's the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita.
Mm.
Very good.
So tell us the verse for the verse, the chapter and verse number so we'll know.
It's chapter 18, text 66, where Krishna says, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Now I have read other books as well, and books that were not written by Srila Prabhupada, and in those books they say that you can never escape the punishment of your past karmas. Whatever you did wrong in your life, you will have to pay for it. And that disturbed me a lot. It is a frightening statement. They say whatever you send forth will come to you. And there is no way out of it. For example, in this life, I was robbed quite a few times. You know, people came to me for help, and I gave them a few rands, and I expected them to return it. They didn't return it. And then when I read these scriptures, I realized that those people that had taken things from me, maybe in my past life, I had taken things away from them as well. Because they say that whatever comes to you is what you have sent forth. If you didn't send something forth, it will not come back to you. So, but here, if you look at this verse here, Krishna says, abandon all forms of religion and surrender unto me. That means once you surrender to him, to Krishna, then all your past sinful activities are condoned. That's what Krishna says over here. Surrender unto me and you will be set free from all sinful reactions. In other words, whatever sins you committed, those sins supposed to impact on you. They're supposed to have a reaction on you. But once you surrender to Krishna, then all that is deleted. That is why this verse is so encouraging. And I saw a video of Srila Prabhupada when he went to the West. I think it was in the late 60s, and he was in Los Angeles. He was delivering a talk. And there were many devotees, young devotees, Western devotees, white devotees. And Prabhupada gave them a chance to ask questions. And most of them were afraid to ask questions. Anyway, one person picked up courage and asked Prabhupada, how long does it take for one's sins to be destroyed? Prabhupada said, 1 minute. You don't read Bhagavad Gita. You know, that's how he said. So that's also very encouraging. Once you surrender to Krishna, then you don't have to look back. Your sins are all destroyed. And this message, this statement, is not coming from just anybody. It's coming from the Jagat Guru. Jagat Guru means teacher of the world, the Srila Prabhupada. And it's also coming from Krishna himself. So it is very, very encouraging, this particular verse. And so what we need to do is, we need to give our best shot in Krishna consciousness. Time is limited. Time is just moving past us now. Day by day now, our lifespan on this planet is decreasing. So whatever time we have, we must try and give all that to Krishna. Just sacrifice this life. Give Krishna this life. Imagine how much you are going to gain. How much you are going to gain. Simply by chanting, simply by performing certain actions that Prabhupada, tells us to do, we will finally reach Goloka Vrindavan, where there is no death, no sickness, no birth, no misery, nothing. Where they say your every step in Goloka Vrindavan is a dance. Your every word is a song. Now imagine going to a place like that. Just by following these principles that are laid down by Srila Prabhupada, we can reach that level. But we must not serve Krishna or Srila Prabhupada with that in mind. That let me do this, I'll get that out of it. Let me do this, I'll benefit in this way. We don't serve Krishna in that way. We serve him selflessly. Even Prabhupada, we serve him selflessly. We don't expect, we don't do things to get something back. We must not have that in mind. Let's do this so that we will get that. Then it becomes a business deal. And you can't strike a business deal with your spiritual master or God. You can't. So we have to serve them selflessly, follow the principles selflessly, and earlier on when I entered Krishna consciousness, I hadn't read many books pertaining to ISKCON, Prabhupada. I hadn't read. But later on I started reading books. And as I started reading books, I told myself, but I knew this, I knew that, I knew this all along. It's not something new to me. And that is because they say that when you enter Krishna consciousness, at the beginning you don't have a guru. But Krishna himself, the Supreme Lord, he acts as your guru. It depends to the extent of your surrender to him. So he acts as your guru, he puts ideas into your head, and then later on when you read scripture, or when you listen to some discourse, then you say, but I knew this, it was in my mind, So that is, we understand by this verse. Anybody likes to add something to it?
Probably you're supposed to be reading your favorite verse. Read a few verses from that.
From here?
Yeah. You read the original verse?
Yeah, I'll read the purport.
And then just a few lines.
The Lord has described various kinds of knowledge and processes of religion. Knowledge of the Supreme Brahman, knowledge of the Super Soul, knowledge of the different types of orders and statuses of social life, knowledge of the renounced order of life, knowledge of non-attachment, sense and mind control, meditation, etc. He has described in so many ways different types of religion. Now, in summarizing Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that Arjuna should give up all the processes that have been explained to him. He should simply surrender to Krishna. That surrender will save him from all kinds of sinful reactions. For the Lord personally promises to protect him. So Krishna tells Arjuna to surrender to him totally, and all his sinful reactions will be burnt out. Will be forgiven. Yeah. So that is what we need to do. And actually, you all know that Arjuna is representing people, representing mankind. Actually, the questions that he asks are questions that all of us ask. It's in all our minds. But Arjuna is actually asking these questions on our behalf, and the answers are coming loud and clear.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
It's very interesting because today we were doing books out in the market, and somebody from a different religion did come up to us, and we got the fire and brimstone lecture in short. And it's true, like, the point that you're making, like, this whole idea of being forgiven for everything. It's just, it resonates so much in Krishna consciousness. There's no emphasis actually on punishment, but there's so much emphasis on surrendering to Krishna and being forgiven.
Yeah, but there are other schools of thought as well. I have read other books where they say there is no way you can escape your karma. There is no way. Whatever you did, you've got to pay for it.
And yet this is the last instruction of Bhagavad Gita, so this is the conclusion.
Yeah.
This is the actual conclusion of all Vedic scripture, because Bhagavad Gita is a summary of the Vedas.
Yeah.
So the whole conclusion is surrender to Krishna. Yeah, it's the essence. You were forgiven. Thank you for being there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So it looks like you have to give a class one of the days, Prabhu.
Yes, please.
I can see you're able to speak very nicely and fluently. Yeah. Thank you. Our next preacher is coming. No, Maji, you have to go there. Please, Maji. Please.
Why?
Okay, from there it's okay. Just share, Maji, what?
Inspire us.
Yeah, inspire
Inspire you
everyone.
with what?
So Maji is in ISKCON for many, many years. How many years, Maji? 30 years. So she's got a lot of experience behind her, so she's going to guide us a bit today.
The highest love. Spiritual life means to be in association with the Supreme Lord and to exist in bliss and knowledge eternally. Such eternal association means to play with Krishna, to dance with and love Krishna, or Krishna can become your child, which I love. I treat him as my baby. So, or whatever you like. Unless one can love Krishna, unless one finishes with the love for dogs, cats, country, nation, society, and instead concentrates his love on Krishna, there is no quality of happiness, no question of happiness. If one protects the tender creeper of devotional service nicely, then gradually it will produce the fruit of unalloyed love for God. Unalloyed love for God means that it is not tinged by desire for material benefit, for more philosophical understanding, not for the fruit of results. Unalloyed love is to know God is great. I am his part and parcel. Therefore, he is my supreme lovable object. This consciousness is the highest perfection of human life and ultimate aim for all methods of self-realization. If one reaches this point, God is my only beloved, Krishna is only lovable object, then one's life is perfect. And when one tastes that transcendental relationship with Krishna, then one feels real happiness. The devotional creeper will then be strongly protected by just catching hold of it. One will be able to reach the supreme destination. If one climbs steadily up a tree, one eventually comes to the very top. Similarly, if one achieves love for Godhead by catching the devotional creeper, there is no doubt that one will reach the transcendental abode of Krishna and will associate with him personally, just as we are associating here face to face. Hare Krishna. Recently we were in Vrindavan, and on the morning of Prabhupada's disappearance day, we went for a program, and after we listened to all the talks, we came to his samadhi to observe the midday arti that they were doing for Prabhupada. And we got a garland for Prabhupada to offer to him, and I gave it to the pujari, and he offered it, and then Prabhupada's personal servant, Shrutikirti Prabhu, who was with Prabhupada for many, many years, arrived, and his wife also arrived, and she was right next to me. And they were giving us flowers to do Pushpanjali. So she couldn't reach, so I gave her the flowers and she thanked me, and then we got chatting. And then I said to her that I met Srila Prabhupada in 1975 in South Africa. And she asked me how old I was. I said I was about 18 or 19 years old. And she said, lucky you. And just a few minutes after that, the pujari gave us the garland, offered me a garland back. Because normally they don't give the garlands out in a hurry. And I was very lucky and fortunate that day to get a garland, Srila Prabhupada's garland. But unfortunately, we couldn't bring it because the flowers were rotting. We had to throw it away. So I thank Prabhupada for everything that he has done for us. I thank him for pushing me, getting to where I am 20 years later after meeting him. But I'm really grateful for where I am, and I'm very grateful to be in the company of all you wonderful devotees. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Any volunteers? Sankasha?
Rose.
Yeah, sure, there's a
Come
song.
on.
Yeah.
We will never forget the songbook. I just said as a kid, I should read this one.
Come to the front.
Oh God.
You can see, Baba.
Reference to the Bhagavad Gita as well.
Bhagavad Gita. There was one open one, but where's Bhagavad Gita?
Yeah.
You got it, okay.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. I know you all have all the fancy books by Srila Prabhupada, but I've got one which is Songs of the Vaishnava Acharyas. So this is my favorite book of Srila Prabhupada. Okay, if anybody wants to get into Krishna consciousness very quickly, it's the best way, I think, to get.
Anyone can see.
Oh, you have copies too, okay, so you can share it.
Home today, you can practice.
Okay, yeah, but first I just want to read one verse that always just gets me in the mood for Krishna. Okay, so Krishna says in chapter 4, text 9, one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. So this is in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, text 9. So Krishna says that one who knows his activities. So the Acharyas, the Vaishnava Acharyas, they actually know all of Krishna's activities. And what they've done is that they've shared parts of those activities in these songs. That's in the songbook in the songs of the Vaishnava Acharyas. So there's one song that I really love. It's called Dainya O Prapati. It means humility and devotional surrender. Okay, I don't know if you want to hear it or.
Yeah, tell us.
Okay.
You can sing it too if you want.
I can sing it. Yeah, I think I'll sing it.
No,
Let
you
me
want
just
to
get
sing
there. Huh?
On the guitar, bro.
Yeah, I think. And I need the card though. Just the cable, the cable, the loose cable in the bottom.
I'm going to send the link now in the group to everybody. Everybody can follow. I'll send it from
Hare Krishna. Okay, if you're following the songbook, it's on page 104.
But I'll send the link now to everyone on WhatsApp.
Johnny Brahminata, Luinu Shara, Nijaguna Kripa Koro, Adamatara, Mau Johnny Brahminata, Luinu Shara. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Doyola Mora, Jaya Radhana, Baro Baro E Baro, Roni Jasa. Hari Doyola Mora, Jaya Okay, this is a little prayer by one of the Vaishnava Acharyas, and he says the prayer as follows. O Hari, O my merciful Lord, all glories to you, the Lord of Radha. Many times I've avoided you, but this time, please take me as your own. O Lord, after wandering through many wombs, I have taken refuge in you. Be merciful and deliver this wretched soul by your divine power. O lover of Radha, you are the cause of the universe and the life of the universe. Without you, no one has anything. You bring about auspiciousness for the world, and you are the master of all the worlds as well. O Lord, what will be my refuge if you neglect me? I have considered that within this world there is no one except you who can deliver this fallen servant. Hare Krishna. So the verse that Prabhu read earlier too, chapter 1866, so Krishna says, just abandon everything, surrender to me. So this Vaishnava Acharya, as he as well says, he's got his faith in Krishna. He says only Krishna can save him. And that's true. And Srila Prabhupada said as well, that Krishna is the one that can save us. He can take us back home very quickly. So all we need to do is surrender to him. And this songbook of the Vaishnava Acharyas, I think it gives you ways to surrender. Many, many ways to surrender. There's one song that's called Bhajau Re Mana as well. It says, fix your mind on the lotus feet of the Lord. So it's such a powerful song. And the purport is absolutely powerful by Srila Prabhupada. I don't know if the purport is in the book, but in some of Srila Prabhupada's lectures, he actually gave the full purport on this one. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
It's so nice actually, like the song books, like to us, it's like lyrics, but those are actually the Goswami's writings. And we've taken like parts of their writings as bhajans, but those were their writings, those were like their verses and philosophy. So it's not just a song book, it's not just like lyrics, like you know how you get the material. The song book is actually philosophy.
Just as a matter of interest, I got it as a gift in 2013 en route to the South Coast Festival. So one of the devotees gave me the songbook as a gift.
It's very nice.
But you also sing very well.
Yeah.
Voice is so sweet. very heart-touching.
Go ahead, Maji, maybe you should go next.
You go.
Since she's so talkative.
Me, no,
Maji, you go,
She said
Maji.
you must go.
Yeah,
She said you
Rose go.
I've got some presentation to do here, so I need to.
No, let the new people.
No. You go.
Renuka.
I will take it.
Renuka.
Don't feel shy once you're with friends.
If you're shy to go in the front, you can just say a few words. A few words is okay.
To self-realization and materialism.
Yeah. Anything that inspires you, just for 2 minutes at least, because of time. So these books are so pure that even if you touch it, you get purified. So don't feel shy to even hold the book. It's Krishna himself.
Even today, when we were at the book, like we weren't really selling that many books, but the Mataji was like meditating on how to get the people to just touch the book and
Yeah.
give blessings on it. That's what she was thinking. We went out together to the market in Masquerade, and she was like, you know what, she was telling the people, just come and like, even if you don't have money for it, just touch the book. Like, you know, you can
Yeah.
even read a line. She just wanted everybody to just read
So nice.
something or get the blessings of just touching.
Maji, you can see, Maji.
I do it in my classes. Reading classes. Reading. Try that.
Maybe next time we'll show it on the screen. We'll try and get it on the projector. The Veda base.
Can you see?
Yeah.
Can see it? Okay.
You open this page here, but Age of Kali. I can read that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome. Welcome, bro.
So let's read this.
Yes, yeah. You can just 10 lines is okay.
Hare Krishna. Kalu means this age of Kali, the Iron Age, which is very much contaminated. An age of quarrel and disagreement. Rupa Goswami says that in this age of Kali, when everything is disagreement and quarrel, you have descended to offer the highest love of God. Samarpaye Itam. Okay, I'll read that one. And not only the topmost, but a very brilliant rasa or transcendental humor. Your complexion is just like gold, like the luster of gold. You are so kind, and I bless everyone. I bless everyone. The Goswamis can bless because they are masters of the senses. That this form of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, may always remain dancing in everyone's heart. I read Lord Chaitanya's book, the story form, and it shows how his love for God is tremendous. He actually goes into a trance and he actually appears like he's dead. Once the devotees found him swimming in the sea, like he was a dead body, but he wasn't dead. Because in his transcendental state, he appeared like that. So he had the utmost love of God, which we must also try to maintain. On the subject of materialism, Krishna Bhagwan says, we must not be attached to anything materialistic. So, in our everyday lives, in our possessions, we must try and have as little as possible. I know that is not possible. Like example, if you got two of the same thing, we can give one away. And some of us, we have a lot of clothing, especially we ladies. So some of us have like maybe an outfit where we still have the price tag. So we must start. So if you haven't seen that outfit for, say, example, 5 years, and the tag is still there, it's time to give that, give it away. Yeah, like example, like to charity.
Okay. Karamakananda Swami used to always say, if you haven't worn something in your closet for more than 6 months, please take it and give it away, because you're not using it. So lots of us, we have stuff, but we just keep it.
See, Mataji, what you were saying was authorized. Similar thing.
And many of us have big homes and big houses where we have a lot of things that have gathered over the years. And then when it's time to move into a smaller place, then only we start clearing all our stuff. So while we got a lot of stuff, so let's give them away, like to somebody who needs them. Like example, like our furniture, extra furniture, like beddings, a lot of stuff that we collect and we hoard, So it's time to start shedding all that. And when it comes to charity, like some of us don't want to part, with our example like finance. If you have extra, then give it away, because eventually everything is left behind. So nothing belongs to us. And I know some people's bank balances, like maybe it's very high, or I know some are low, and so let's give as much as we can. Even if we buy 2 loaves of bread, so we can give 1 loaf of bread, like example, like to the homeless person. I know we mustn't encourage that, but many of them do not like have a meal in days. So and when it comes to the temples, then we must also use our money, like to give to the temples. Example, even you can give to the mosque or the church. Once I went to this church where there were 2 bottles of coins, and they were only copper coins. So I was very surprised, because when you go past the church, there are many people who have like expensive cars, and I was very surprised to see that bottle of copper coins. So I went inside the church, and then I gave the lady a donation. So I took off my shoes and prayed. Then she asked me if I'm a Muslim. So I told her no. And so that's all I have to say. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna to everyone. I'm not going to read out of a book, but I will just give you a story that gets me thinking every day. I think of it every day.
From Prabhupāda's books.
Yes, it's from there.
Just hold any book, mostly.
It's from
Just
there.
hold any book. yeah.
And it's the Battle of Kurukshetra.
Which book is it from?
I don't know from which book it is, but that inspires
That's
me a lot.
Mahabharata.
Yeah, it says that in the past, whatever was written in these books were very truthful and honestly done, because now you see the battle every day. If it's not in my home, it's in yours, or it's in the neighbor's home. So this is carrying on and on and on. If people are not going to surrender to God or to Krishna, being God, I don't think we can ever improve, because people are now losing.
It's like this.
Yeah.
See those two paragraphs? This is what
Yeah.
you say.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
It said that if we do not put our minds together and focus, we are going to lose everything what we have at the present moment. But to get to it, we need to reach out to a guru. Now, who's the guru? Krishna is our guru. He's the father of this land, right? And the father of us. Now, being betrayed by other people and not noticing where we are following and our path, we went the wrong route. So now, to get to the route and to get to the point of the Battle of Kurukshetra and to demolish all what we had in our minds and what other people have, we need to reach out to Krishna and clear our minds and our souls, so then we can reach to Godhead. But there are many people today have lost track of where to follow and what to do. As we are people that are reaching out and following the path, we need to pass this message to our neighbors, our friends, our children at home. We need to start it at home first, then we can go out and say to people that this is what life is about and this is what's going to happen. And the future now, when you look at it, is very, very bleak. The children of today cannot follow. They look at little things and they want. But we need to instill in their minds materialistic things are of no value. So we should stop immediately and teach them and practice Krishna conscious. So then only we'll reach Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Moses, read a few lines. She showed you a few lines. So we're doing readings today.
Okay.
You can share.
Just what it is, the Bhagavad Gita. The purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to deliver mankind from the non-science of material existence. Every man is in difficulty in so many ways, as Arjuna was also in difficulty in having to fight the battle of Kurukshetra. Arjuna surrendered into Sri Krishna, and consequently his Bhagavad Gita was spoken. Not only Arjuna, but every one of us is full of anxiety because of this materialistic existence. Our very existence is in the atmosphere of non-existence. Actually, we are not meant to be threatened of non-existence. Our existence is internal. But somehow or the other, we are put into asset. Asset refers to that which of not exist. Out of so many human beings who are suffering, there are a few who are actually inquiring about their position. So, as to what they are, why they are put into awkward positions and so on. Unless one is awkward to the position of the questioning in suffering, unless he realizes that he doesn't want suffering, but rather want to make a solution to all sufferings, then one is not to be considered a perfect human being. Humanity begins when this sort of inquiry is awakened in one's mind. In the Brahma Sutra, this inquiry is called Brahma Jinasha. Ato Brahma Jinasha. Every activity of the human being is to be considered a failure unless he inquires about the nature of the Absolute. And therefore, those who begin to question why they are suffering or where they come from and where they shall go. After death, the proper student who understands Bhagavad Gita, the sincere student should also have a firm respect for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such a student is Arjuna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Sorry. Give Sarika.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Transcendental teachings of Prahlad Maharaj. When Prahlad Maharaj was a 5-year-old boy, he was sent to school. As soon as there was a recreation period, when the teacher was away, he would say to his friends, "My dear friends, come on, we shall speak about Krishna consciousness." This scene is related in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 6th chapter. The devotee Prahlad says, My dear friends, this is the time in this young age to prosecute Krishna consciousness. His little friends reply, "Oh, we shall now play. Why take up Krishna consciousness?" In answer to this, Prahlad Maharaj says, if you are intelligent, then you must begin Bhagavad Dharma from childhood. The Srimad Bhagavatam offers Bhagavad Dharma, or the process leading to scientific knowledge about God. Bhagavat means the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Dharma means regulative principles. This human form of life is very rare. It is a great opportunity. Therefore, Prahlad says, my dear friends, you are born as civilized human beings. So although your human body is temporary, it is the greatest opportunity. No one knows the length of his life. It is calculated that in this age the human body may live up to 100 years. But as the age of Kali advances, duration of life, memory, mercy, religiousness, and all other such assets decrease. So no one has any assurance of life in this age. Still, although the human form is temporary, you can achieve the highest perfection of life while in this human form. What is that perfection? To understand the all-pervading Supreme Lord. For other life forms, this is not possible. By the gradual evolutionary process, we come to this human form. So it is a rare opportunity. By nature's law, a human body is ultimately given to you so that you can promote yourself in spiritual life and go back home, back to Godhead. The ultimate goal of life is Vishnu or Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prahlad Maharaj now gives his conclusion. My dear friends, because the Supreme Lord is present everywhere, and because we are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, our duty is to be merciful to all living entities. When a person is in a lower position, we have a duty to help him. For example, because a small child is helpless, he is dependent on the mercy of the parent. Mother, I want this. Yes, my child, we should be compassionate to all living entities and should show them mercy. How can we show our mercy to everyone? There are millions and millions of poor people. So how can we show them all mercy? Are we able to support clothing and food to all the needy persons of the world? That is not possible. How then can we be merciful to every living entity? By giving them Krishna consciousness. That is how Prahlad Maharaj is showing his class friends real mercy.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. I'm reading from the Bhagavad Gita. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt. The purport for that, one who is engaged in Lord Krishna's devotional service lives in a direct relationship with the Supreme Lord. So there is no doubt that his position in is transcendental from the very beginning. The devotee does not live on the material plane, he lives in Krishna. The holy name of the Lord and the Lord are non-different. Therefore, when a devotee chants Hare Krishna, Krishna and his internal potency are dancing on the tongue of the devotee. When he offers Krishna food, Krishna directly accepts these eatables and the devotee becomes Krishnaized by eating the remnants. One who does not engage in such service cannot understand how this is so, although this is a process recommended in the Bhagavad Gita and in other Vedic literatures. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Radha Radha. Okay, the book that I want to just do maybe one paragraph from is The Matchless Gift. The good thing about all these books is that, you know, they all lead you in a direction where you start looking for that self-realization. Okay, the very first chapter of this book, it says, "This material nature is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, producing all the moving and unmoving beings. And by its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again." Bhaktivedanta 9, chapter 9. There are two kinds of entities, the moving, such as human beings, animals and insects, and the non-moving, such as trees and mountains. Krishna says that material nature, which controls both kinds of entities, is acting under his direction. Thus, behind everything, there is a supreme controller. Modern civilization does not understand this due to the lack of knowledge. It is the purpose of this society of Krishna consciousness, therefore, to enlighten all people who have been maddened by the influence of the three modes of material nature. In other words, our aim is to awaken mankind to its normal condition. Okay, so if we just look at this paragraph, it's got a very, very profound meaning, very deep meaning if you look at it and dissect it. It says here, this material nature is working under my direction, so which means Krishna is also controlling the material part, material nature of this world. And he says, O son of Kunti, producing all the moving and unmoving beings. So the mountains, the trees, all the unmoving parts of this world is under his control. So are the moving parts, the animals and insects. Right? So what he's saying is that this material world is constantly created and annihilated, which means it's a temporary, mundane thing. It's ongoing. You will be here, you'll be destroyed, come back and be destroyed. You're basically not achieving anything out of it. Really. It's a cycle that you bring. So what Krishna is saying is that, or what the person that's narrating the story is saying, that you got to actually get beyond this stuff, right? And then the only way you're going to go beyond this is to get spiritually awakened. So you don't get caught into the cycle of creation and destruction. Okay? So Krishna says he is the supreme controller. So what it means, you can either get caught up in this mundane creation and destruction, or you can go beyond that and seek the consciousness. Okay? And then you go beyond that creation and destruction, and you go to his abode. Okay? And it's also stated here that this world that we live in is like mundane in the sense that we all strive for things like, it says here, university teaching, different faculties. You'll get medicine and you'll get engineering and so on and so on. Beyond this mundane world, really, it's useless. It's totally useless. Because when you die, what happens? Your qualifications is not really important anymore. But your spiritual qualification that you have acquired prior to your death is very important, because that will determine what happens hereafter. So I think it's very profound in the sense that it's telling us, don't get caught up in this mundane material world of creation and destruction. Try to go beyond that. And the only way you're going to go beyond that is to become spiritually awakened, get Krishna conscious, and I think free yourself from this cycle. So yeah, that's just a little paragraph with a little profound meaning. I think I don't know. I hope so.
I explained it properly.
Thank you so much. Dean Prabhu. So we encourage you to read, don't feel shy to read. The theme for today is reading, because when you read, we're reading Prabhupada's words.
Yeah. In a tough situation. I'm normally used to teaching online, teaching computer science and teaching Taiji, not addressing a group on religious practice. Okay, yeah, so I've been attending online Bhagavad Gita classes on Sunday, trying to learn more. I think I'm fairly new to this. And one of the things that I found, because I was born to a Christian mother, and my granny was Christian, so I went to the church for 8 years. I went to the church for 8 years, and the problem I had was this entire concept of Adam and Eve didn't go too well with me, because I'm very much into science, and I'm just thinking, okay, if all of us were children of Adam and Eve, we'll all be very deformed, right? Because they found that when King George in France eventually stopped siblings from impregnating and getting married, because they found that they were getting a lot of illnesses. And then the big turning point came in my life after I was hijacked, locked in my car for about 7 hours, beaten with a crowbar almost over 220 times, and I couldn't escape from the boat. And I don't know if it was my mom or someone told me just chant the Hare Krishna Hare Rama mantra, because I chanted everything else, and when I chanted the mantra, I don't really know how it happened, but the boot opened. And people then saw me. I jumped onto the freeway, fortunately, no car hit me. So yeah, and then I eventually got rescued probably 5 seconds before the guy tried to put a bullet into my head. So yeah, and that's how I decided to take this step and started. I read the first book, The Science of Self-Realization, and it started answering a lot of questions for me. And then eventually I was encouraged to read the Bhagavad Gita. I think it was Dr. Vikash Jagu, who normally goes to Radharani Temple in Chatsworth, who actually started talking to me about it. And so that got me onto reading the Bhagavad Gita, and I realized just reading the Bhagavad Gita a few times is not good enough. You have to have somebody who has the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita to explain it to you. And suddenly the Bhagavad Gita actually made a lot of sense, and we speak about the soul and the fact that we all souls and we take rebirth. That made a lot more sense than being children of Adam and Eve. So that's how and I'm not trying to be critical of any religion. I think every religious book has a lot of good values to teach you, how to lead your life correctly, not to involve in adultery and all of that stuff, right? So, but the Bhagavad Gita answered a lot of questions for me. And Srila Prabhupada's books and Science of Self-Realization, he says, where did all the chemicals come from? And suddenly you realize, okay, if they couldn't use the Hadron Collider, which is a massive machine in Switzerland, to actually create, because they were trying to create the universe using those kind of chemicals, they couldn't do it. So to me, it then made sense that, there had to be some supreme divine, which was responsible. And so I'm not really, and that's how I got involved. And then I started reading this Bhagavad Gita, and one of the things I found was last week when discussing this on the online group, is the creation of the universe, because in the Bible, and everyone believes that everyone in the Big Bang theory, and there's only one universe and that's it. And then suddenly 3 weeks ago, the James Webb Telescope discovered that there were planets much older than the universe, which is our current universe, which is 13 billion, and that planet is over 30 billion some odd years old. So then suddenly you realize that there's a lot of inaccuracies that has been preached to us, in which we are made to believe. So the Bhagavad Gita actually answered those questions in a way that no other book can. And thanks to Srila Prabhupada's teaching, we have this beautiful book that we can refer to. So I was trying to find the exact thing, but one of this is the one that actually, well, the entire chapter 7, if you read through it, actually discusses this entire thing of multiple universes, which has now been confirmed by the James Webb Telescope and many scientists as well. And they started realizing that Hinduism is not such a silly culture after all, a silly religion after all. That we have, what we have is very scientific. Yeah. Okay, so with that very long introduction.
No, thank you for that. We appreciate it. Because look, what we're doing is we're encouraging each other in this, because we take this inspiration and now we're distributing Prabhupada's books with that others. What we've all appreciated from you, you can give to somebody else when you share.
Thank you. Thank you, Martin.
Yeah, just to add thing.
Yeah.
Hinduism is not a religion. It will never ever be a religion.
No,
it's a science.
Yes, it is a science.
It's a vastu science. It's a very precise science. It's the exact science
Prabhupada always said that.
without any speculations.
Yeah. It actually teaches you every aspect of how you should exist in this world. Yeah, it should. Yeah. So I'm not going to read the Sanskrit part because I really can't. Right. I'm not good at languages except programming languages. Okay. I'm never manifest to a foolish and unintelligent. For them I am covered with my eternal potencies, and therefore they do not know that I am unborn and infallible. The purport by Srila Prabhupada. It may be argued that since Krishna was visible to everyone when he was present on this earth, that how can it be said that he is not manifest to everyone? But actually, he was not manifest to everyone. When Krishna was present, there was only a few people who could understand him to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the assembly of Kuras, when Sister Pula spoke against Krishna being elected president of the assembly, Bhishma supported him and proclaimed him to be the Supreme God. Similarly, the Pandavas and a few others knew that he was the Supreme, but not everyone. He was not revealed to the non-devotees and the common man. Therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that but for his pure devotees, all men consider him to be like themselves. He was manifest only to his devotees as the reservoir of all pleasure, but to others, to unintelligent non-devotees, he was covered by his eternal potencies.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
This is a very long part.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Sunesh Prabhu, thank you so much. In the meantime, Niren, you want to speak in the meantime, Niren? You can speak in the meantime. Oh, he's looking for a verse for him. In the meantime, you can say something. Which verse?
He's just going to read parts. You can just read this verse here. This is in chapter 11, text 55, right? So, you read this part here, the text itself. That's how. And then read part, just say part of the whole one. So you can just read this. What you do. Just one. This is what you said. Just this part from the devotee to the body. So what you do is the
text was and say part of the purport. Right. So you start from scratch.
Just say which chapter. So
Just chapter 11, right?
Hare Krishna. So chapter 11, text 55. My dear Arjuna, he who engages in pure devotional service, free from contamination of fruitive activities and mental speculations, he who works for me, he makes me supreme goal of life, and who is friendly to every living being, he certainly owes to me.
It's okay. One more, two more lines, though. Two more lines.
Just read this small purport here.
A devotee of Krishna is friendly to everyone. Therefore, it is said here that he has no enemy. How is this? A devotee situated in Krishna conscious knows that only devotional service to Krishna can relieve a person from all problems of life. He has personal experience of this, and therefore he wants to introduce the system of Krishna conscious into the human society. There are many examples in history of devotees of the Lord who risk their lives for the spreading of Krishna consciousness.
Thank you. Thank you so much. No, it's fine, though.
Hare Krishna.
But thank you so much for that. You know, like, it's practical. That's what's nice about that. Because like sometimes people think, okay, Krishna consciousness seems like, it's like something that's a little bit way out. But Krishna speaks in practical things. Be friendly to everybody. But the essence comes in how we apply that friendly. Because it goes more than just like, okay, we smile at everybody, we comment about but it's also about whether
Short, not too long.
with the friend. Their lives in a practical way.
Just 2 minutes.
And that's why like sharing the knowledge with them or sharing the sadhana with them. But we're not going to be able to approach everybody in the world.
Okay, just
to offer them sadhana, we're not just giving them something nice.
Just keep flickering it.
We're giving them an opportunity to change their life. When you change their consciousness and you create a better life for them, it's guaranteed. For whatever they've done in their past. But if they've had some prasada, they're not falling down. It's the highest thing that you can do for anybody, but it's so practical. And that's how we can really be a friend to everyone.
Ready, Nira?
It's so simple, but it's so sublime.
Okay.
Haribol, I'll be very short. I'll get to the core about surrender, about detachment, and about the 4 basic principles, right? No meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, and?
No illicit.
Yeah, that's a very important one. And that's the one I'm going to read now. Right? So Krishna gives Arjuna a very stern warning here. He says this, therefore, Arjuna, best of the Bharatas, in the very beginning, curb this great symbol of sin. Okay, and he puts in inverted commas, or in brackets, lust, L-U-S-T, by regulating the senses and slay the destroyer of knowledge and of self-realization. So I'm just going to read a few lines. Purport. The Lord advised Arjuna to regulate the senses from the very beginning so that he could curb the greatest sinful enemy, lust, which destroys the urge for self-realization and specific knowledge of the self. I need to go no more further. Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Maji, your turn.
All finished?
Yes. No, just quickly. Maji. Maji, you can close off. You can round off the class also on time.
All of you have given the class today and it's been very inspiring.
one very beautiful passage from
Thank you, Sandra.
That's interesting.
from Srimad Bhagavatam, and this is the prayers of Queen Kunti, and I'll read just the English and Sri Prabhupāda's purport, in which he explains this so nicely. So, Queen Kunti's prayers are dispersed. My dear Krishna, Yashoda took up a rope to bind you when you committed an offense, and your perturbed eyes overflooded with tears, which washed the mascara from your eyes. And you were afraid, though fear personified is afraid of you. This sight is bewildering to me. In Sri Prabhupāda's beautiful purport. Here is another explanation of the bewilderment created by the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord is the Supreme in all circumstances, as already explained. Here is a specific example of the Lord's being the Supreme, and at the same time a plaything in the presence of his pure devotee. The Lord's pure devotee renders service unto the Lord out of unalloyed love only, and while discharging such devotional service, the pure devotee forgets the position of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord also accepts the loving service of his devotees more relishably when the service is rendered spontaneously out of pure affection, without anything of reverential admiration. Generally, the Lord is worshipped by the devotees in a reverential attitude, but the Lord is meticulously pleased when the devotee, out of pure affection and love, considers the Lord to be less important than himself. The Lord's pastimes in the original abode of Goloka Vrindavan are exchanged in that spirit. The friends of Krishna consider him one of them. They do not consider him to be of reverential importance. The parents of the Lord, who are all pure devotees, consider him a child only. The Lord accepts the chastisements of the parents more cheerfully than the prayers of the Vedic hymns. How amazing is that? Now, that's not a concept that we can be used to, because every religion teaches us that we must praise God and worship God, right? But God is getting shouted at by his mother, and he's enjoying that more. And that's a concept you can't not just get that realization in any other spiritual path, but no one can explain it like how Prabhupada is explaining it. If anyone else tried to explain that to us, we might think that's a little blasphemous, right? But when Prabhupada explains it to us, we believe him, and that's the strength of the purity of his character and his devotional service. You just want to trust Prabhupada and what he's telling you about Krishna, and that's what's so special about him. Similarly, he accepts the reproaches of his fiancées more palatably than the Vedic hymns. When Lord Krishna was present in this material world to manifest his eternal pastimes of the transcendental realm of Goloka Vrindavan as an attraction for the people in general, he displayed a unique picture of subordination before his foster mother Yashoda. The Lord, in his naturally childish, playful activities, used to spoil the stock butter of Mother Yashoda by breaking the pots and distributing the contents to his friends and playmates, including the celebrated monkeys of Natal. We're just talking about it now. They're still very celebrated. Who took advantage of the Lord's munificence, and they still take advantage of the devotees' munificence. Mother Yashoda saw this, and out of her pure love, she wanted to make a show of punishment for her transcendental child. She took a rope and threatened the Lord that she would tie him up, as is generally done in the household, in the ordinary household. Seeing the rope in the hands of Mother Yashoda, the Lord bowed down his head and began to weep just like a child, and tears rolled down his cheeks, washing off the black ointment smeared about his beautiful eyes. This picture of the Lord is adored by Kunti Devi because she is conscious of the Lord's supreme position. He is feared often by fear personified, yet he is afraid of his mother, who wanted to punish him just in an ordinary manner. Kunti was conscious of the exalted position of Krishna, whereas Yashoda was not. Therefore, Yashoda's position was more exalted than Kunti's. Mother Yashoda got the Lord as her child, and the Lord made her forget altogether that her child was the Lord himself. If Mother Yashoda had been conscious of the exalted position of the Lord, she would have certainly have hesitated to punish the Lord. But she was made to forget this situation because the Lord wanted to make a complete gesture of childishness before the affectionate Yashoda. So the Lord is enjoying this exchange, and his mother is enjoying this exchange as well. This exchange of love between the mother and son was performed in a natural way, and Kunti, remembering the scene, was bewildered, and she could do nothing but praise the transcendental maternal love. Indirectly, Mother Yashoda is praised for her unique position of love, for she could control even the all-powerful Lord as her beloved child. So the message of everything is that everyone wants supreme control, but the only way to achieve any kind of control is through love. And because of wanting to love the Lord, we have to let go of that whole idea of control completely. That's how interesting the whole sequence is. And through Srila Prabhupada's books, we have this that no other religion can actually give us. So thank you all so much for all your realizations. It was all very nice and very inspiring to all of us. So now we're going to pray for Prasad. We have some of the books that are available at the temple for the book marathon. And they're very reasonably priced. If there's any books that you'd like to read from there, we can take your name and you can take the book, and even if you don't have the Lakshmi now, you can give it to us later. Or if you want to give them out as gifts. So Karuna and I can be your backup. There's like books for like 9 Rand or 11 Rand. Take a few, we'll make the biscuits for them. You can make them like gift packs for your friends or your families for Christmas. There's so many ways that you can actually give these books or just sponsor them, because they're doing the Live to Give marathon for the Bhagavad Gita. So the sponsorship of Bhagavad Gita is 100 Rand per book. And as many names as you want, they'll submit it to the devotees in Kurukshetra. And when they do the big Havan on Gita Jayanti Day, they'll call out your religious names. That's their gesture for the Bhagavad Gita in particular. But we'll give in everybody's names who takes the book. We'll make a plan.
NJP had packs like that, so I already bought.
That's okay.
And I took some books from Radha
That's
as
okay.
well.
Like,
So I didn't know that.
We're showing our force in the book marathon for West Pune Mahata.
So we need your help to distribute. Everybody can make a difference.
Yeah, any small difference, but just our contribution towards everything that Prabhupada has said.
Yeah, you can talk to them.
Yeah, it's up to you.
And
Yeah,
I'm also doing the online take-a-lot for the temple. So far, around 200 Bhagavad Gitas went
Yeah,
this year.
Prabhu
Or
is
220 actually.
He's our
Bhagavad
silent
Gitas.
book distributor.
So it's quite amazing that people want these books.
Very much so.
And about 270 or so in total books.
Yes, your heart, if you want to contribute. We'll have it for the next few weeks until the book marathon is over. Because actually we're going out, when we do Harinam every week, we're going out and doing books as well. Yeah, that's ongoing by Krishna's mercy and the encouragement of the devotees from the NJP Harinamananda. So they kind of support us, and we've been doing book distribution. And yeah, everyone's getting that opportunity. Even Sarita is so quiet, she's getting that chance, and she goes door to door and she gives books to people. So anyone can do it. The important thing is that, we're saying thank you to Srila Prabhupada. So thank you all also for coming and for sharing your realizations. Srila Prabhupada, please. Srila Prabhupada, Book Marathon, please.